You might have a selling price in mind for your medical practice, but how accurate is that number, and what is a buyer willing to pay? While valuing your practice is a complex task that considers many factors, you can use some basic information to create a starting point. There are generally three approaches to determining the value of a practice. The income approach considers the economic benefits someone could expect from owning your practice. The asset approach relies more heavily on the value of your assets. The market approach compares your practice to similar practices in your area that have recently sold or are currently for sale. Let's walk through an example using the asset approach. First, look at the assets like medical equipment, office equipment, furniture, software, and so on. Real estate, such as your office building, if you own it, should also be included. Your patient list and records, which impact the earning ability of your practice, also play a role in the value. More patients typically mean more revenue. And don't forget other intangibles like practice name and reputation. While they're harder to measure, they also affect your practice's value. So let's use that asset approach to determine practice value. You have $100,000 in assets, $750,000 in real estate, and $300,000 worth of patient lists and records and other intangible assets. That comes to $1.15 million of estimated value under the asset method. By the way, don't wait until business declines to get serious about selling. If you do, it'll be harder to find a qualified buyer. You might ultimately have to close your practice entirely because it didn't sell, with the only proceeds coming from the sale of the property itself. Plus, you're required by state law to store patient records for a set number of years. That means you'll have storage facility costs even though your practice is closed. So strike while the iron is hot and value your practice properly when you sell.